a quick intro today. Yeah, as I mentioned, your rest is undisturbed, and so all of you wake with the benefits of a long rest. So restore those health points, restore those spell slots, etc., etc. So yeah, what would you all like to do?
I can't
I
help but
could
feel
swear
that...
there used to be more of us here.
Oh,
Like, I mean, this does seem like
oh wait.
a fun little Grubs Northern adventure, but
Oh, it's because I forgot to replace the tokens on here with the new tokens, and I deleted the old ones. So, right, give me 1 second. Oh my god, this map is so... Why did I make it so needlessly...
this is a different map.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
it is.
confused.
It's the map of like the cave system.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
I can't see it. My screen's black.
Are you
Hold
on?
on a bit.
Zoom out. If you zoom out, you should be able to see it.
I've moved map to the big cave that you were in. So
Got it now.
there we are. And I will quickly go ahead and add those new tokens to the big cave system map. So just while I'm doing that, what are you all up to?
Firstly, I can't help but notice when you're sort of saying that we now should have our spell slots back. I felt it was almost like an unspoken, you'll need them.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is going to be a nice laid back session.
Oh, that's fine.
You know,
Nothing to worry
it's
about.
fine. Nah.
It's RP until Zara forgets like all the evil things they've got prepped for us, and then like let's stall. Okay.
Right.
So, are you folks up to anything before you all leave this place? Are you having any chats? Are you doing anything else?
I think I'll have Farron sort of sit there and question her own sanity after seeing this beast that no one else seems to have been able to see.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Bryn's right there with her. It's okay. Bryn gets it.
Just rocking in the corner.
Yes, Charles. So when we fought the Aboleth last session, it used some sort of ability to trick Farron into thinking that one of its minions was chasing her, when in fact there was nothing there. So she is a little shaken from that.
Bit scary.
Sorry?
That's a bit spooky.
Yeah.
Grubs will make her a cup of tea.
Aw, thank you, Grub. He fixes everything.
I have said as much for many years. I'm sure one day the scholars will believe me.
I'm starting to believe you, Grubs.
We should start a petition.
Let's do it.
Okay, so you're making a nice little, whatever time of day this is, cup of tea. You're not entirely sure what time it would be. Although you think by now, since you left in the middle of the night, you would assume it's sometime in the morning. And the date for anyone who's keeping track is the 26th of Redfall. Is it? Or is it the 27th?
Orthan has something to say to the group at large. Yeah. He's been sitting kind of cross-legged, pondering. After a moment, looks up at you all and says, "You know something? When we get out of here, we should get some seafood."
I wholeheartedly agree.
Just had a sudden craving.
Oh, I'm so hungry. I could eat one of those things we just killed.
Well,
It's my seaweed. Can be quite tasty at times.
Well, like a seaweed wrap or something like that.
Hmm.
Would you ever have seaweed tea, Grubs?
I've
Or is that
tried
just
it.
next
It's
level?
a bit salty.
Have you ever
Okay.
had rock
sorry.
tea?
Would Grubs have had rock tea? And is this a
Um,
dwarven speciality? Because Charles is not sure what this is.
Have Grubs make for me an intelligence check. He can make it with advantage because you know what? I'm just going to assume that Grubs is an expert in all things tea. So
He's
I think
proficient in
advantage
making
makes it
ceremonies, so I'll count that.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Oh, that was an unnatural 20.
That sounds an awful like just pouring some hot water on some stone, which you do not think would make a tea, as much as it would make a cup of hot water. Which I don't know if Grubs has ever just had straight hot water, but you know.
I'm sure in his 300 years there must have been some desperate moment where he's run out of tea and tried anything. So, you know what? Hot water with rock in it's better than nothing at all. So I'll say Grubs might have tried it. Yes, I have had rock in hot water, if that's what you mean.
Rock tea, aye.
It's not my favourite, I will admit it.
Well, an acquired taste.
I suppose it might depend on the rock.
Oh, some rocks are better than others. Here, let me see if I can find a good one.
Thank you. Yes.
Can Arthur have a look around the surrounding area to see if he can find a good rock for rock tea?
Yeah, make an investigation check for me, I suppose.
I will. That is investigation is +1, 16.
16. And you look around and you find quite a few rocks. I'm gonna admit I'm not altogether sure what would qualify as a good rock for rock tea, but you look for the least algae infested one, and you find one that looks okay, relatively free of slime and barnacles, and perfectly acceptable for a cup of tea.
Here we go. This seems like a good one. Here you can have this. And he will give it to Grubs.
Thank you. I will give it a go. Grubs will pocket the rock.
Okay. Right. Is anyone else doing anything at the moment? Or is that everything?
Grimsby might transform the familiar cat into. No, I think he'll keep it as a cat. Never mind. Ignore me. Sorry.
No worries. Bryn, are you up to much?
Bryn's taking stock of all of her different poisons at the moment, which she doesn't have many, but Bryn is taking stock of those and trying to figure out what she can use them all for.
Okay. All right. Well, once you've all sort of done your little bits and bobs and gotten ready for the day, are you all heading out? Or heading, I suppose, deeper into the cave? Right, I will now move you over to the big cave system map. And you should all be on there now. I apologize for early. Okay. Now I will just reveal When you all leave the cave that you're in, you find that the tunnel continues on ahead of you. It's a little wider now than it was. Like earlier, you had to kind of go in one by one and squeeze your way through this passage, but it seems to open up a little bit here. The ground is still covered with this horrible, thick, viscous slime, so you're moving quite slowly. But yes. So, which way are you going? Feel free to move yourselves on the map. I think everyone should have control of their token. But if not,
I still can't see it. It's still black on my screen.
what?
If you
How
zoom
far
out.
are you zoomed in?
I'm about halfway. Hold on a second. I'm zoomed right out, like it's 68%.
Okay. Scroll down.
Okay.
And far left hand side of the screen as well.
Yeah.
Oh, the far left.
Yeah, as far left as you can go.
Okay. Oh, I see it.
There you go.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's a very big map. It's needlessly big, but here we are.
Cool.
Okay. So, which way are you all going?
To the bend. The bend, the T.
Uh-huh. Okay. You head for this junction in the tunnel where it forks off left and right. Looking to your left. Oh, sorry. 1 second. Why does it do... Roll20 is really annoying with the reveal areas. Okay, there we go. So to your left, you see that the tunnel goes and turns a corner around which you cannot see. And then, to your right, sorry. And then to your left, you see that the tunnel stretches on further. I think, Bryn, you have the farthest dark vision?
Probably, yeah.
Um,
She'll come down and look either way. Do they have the map, by the way? Because I think they have a map.
yes, you do have a map. Let me see if I've got a copy of it saved on here. Second. Oh, is that Finn?
We have lost Finn.
I take that silence as a yes. Here.
Rip.
Okay. I don't have a copy of the map that I can send, but I can move you over to it. I've got it on here. Hello?
Hello, sorry, I'm going to be joining and rejoining and everything. Just my internet's not working very well. Sorry.
No worries. No, that's okay. Don't worry. So yeah, you should be all able to see the map now, the marked map that Gwyn gave you. Just tell me, because I can flick back and forth between the two maps. Just let me know when you want to see the other one.
Okay.
Or I can screenshot this and put it in Discord.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing that you can do. Yeah, that works.
Nice.
So, I think the map suggests that we should go leftwards.
I'm inclined to trust a map.
But it was given to us by him. And are we sure we can trust him?
Our route has already led us past some nasty squiddy lobsters.
We'll have to keep an eye out for traps, that's for certain.
Perhaps we should not trust him and go the opposite way of every way it says we should go. That's how you do maps, isn't it? When someone's possibly lying to you?
Yes, that sounds about right.
So long as we have the map, we know which way to go, yes?
How about we go right instead?
It's worth a look.
And If nothing else,
And
we
if
can
it's
prove to
a
ourselves there's no nasty more squiddy thing behind us.
yes,
That's the oldest and wisest of the party.
it is the. If nothing
Look
else, if it is a dead end, then we'll at least know the map's accurate.
Fair enough.
That's a good
Sounds
test.
good to me.
Okay. So you're all heading right. Well,
Which
left
on
now.
map is
I-
left.
Yeah.
Bryn's going to check for traps.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me, please.
11.
11. Okay. So you take the lead, Bryn, and you're sort of glancing over the floor, looking for any pressure plates or anything like that, any trip wires. But you don't see anything. It doesn't seem to you that this corridor is trapped at all. Okay, you all begin to make your way down the corridor. And you see another turn.
Now, what might be down here? Can you go down and have a peek round the other turn?
Yes. You go down and you peer around the corner and you see another corner up ahead.
Oh, damn.
I wonder what's down here. Should we
You go
have
to the
a-
corner
Yep.
and you peep around and you find a dead end.
Mm. Um, can Orphan have a little route around in this little corner down here? See if there's, I don't know, anything up?
You certainly can. Yeah.
Any like loose bits of wall or anything like hidden
Make-
in the walls or any such?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, dear. Does this? No, it doesn't. Investigation 10.
10. You look over the wall and you sort of run your hands over it and, look it up and down. You can't see anything. There doesn't appear to be any loose rubble or any switches hidden in the wall or anything like that. It just seems to be a wall.
Well, that appears to be it for down here, so I suppose we've got no choice but to see where the path outlined by Gwyn takes us.
Well, it suggests that the map in this area is accurate anyway.
We should keep our wits about us nonetheless.
Technically,
other
I
person
suppose
blocked.
his map didn't say that there wouldn't be an aboleth in the big cave.
They should
Well,
have one of those here be monsters things and a picture of a squiddy thing coming out of the water. I bet at least would have some warning.
Mhm.
I have a
inclined
feeling
to
if they
agree.
took that route, they'd have here be monsters throughout the entire cavern.
Now, that could be an issue.
Okay, so are you all heading the way?
yes.
Okay. It is like quite a long corridor. It takes you like a few minutes to get back to where you were. This map isn't to scale, by the way. It's just to give you an idea of the layout. All right, and so are you continuing on the way marked for you on the map?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bryn
Okay.
would like to check for traps again as they go.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me, please.
Well, that was a 7.
A 7. Once again, you're keeping an eye out. But it's difficult anyway to kind of make out the floor properly under this like coating of slime. But as far as you can tell, there's nothing here. No traps. Okay. So you all continue onwards and you find up ahead yet another fork in the road. which way are you going?
Now, the map says to go up. It didn't lead us wrong last time.
I can't help but notice on the map, but if we do go left, there might be another fork in the road fairly quickly. And it looks to me as if going on the right-hand fork might be quicker. We could give it a go.
True.
It might be
Well-
quicker, but there's probably some reason that he marked us as going the long way around. Now,
Very true.
he might be trying to trick us and get us to go the long way around where there will be some kind of trap. But I'm sure he knows that would know that if someone as cunning as me, such a simple trick wouldn't work. So perhaps by that logic, it's the short path that is the trapped path.
Could figure it out by sending the cat.
That's a good idea.
Oh yes. Where is she? Oh
The
right.
cat
Oh,
appears
that's one.
behind.
Oh yes, of course.
Though it would have been handy to have her as a cat right now. We could send her into any traps we liked.
Okay, so you're sending the cat on up ahead.
Yeah.
Which direction is it going?
The short path.
Okay. And remind me how long you can be in contact with it.
I think I can see through it for. Sorry, just checking. 100 feet.
Okay.
But I'll realize it's been dispersed from any point.
Okay. So will you be looking through its eyes until it was out of range, or?
Yeah, up until the point where anything. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you send the cat on up the path. And you watch as it heads up and turns right at this fork in the road. Grimsby, watching through its eyes, you see just more of the same. These empty tunnels coated in this viscous fluid, and nothing really of interest as you're going along. And before too long, the cat leaves your range of communication, and you just wait for it to return. Would you have made it be stealthy, or is it just...
Yeah, it would have been stealthy and perceptive,
Okay.
ideally.
Perfect. Could you roll stealth and perception for me then?
Let me just quickly get the cat's stats up. Okay. So, not very good rolls for either. 2 + 4, 5, 6 for stealth. 8 for perception.
Okay. All right. So you send the cat off. After it falls out of range, you're waiting 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes,
No.
half an hour. And then around about the 40-minute mark, the cat returns. So how do you go about finding out from it? I can't remember Familia's work.
I think it can just kind of communicate telepathically to me, so I can kind of see what it saw, I assume.
Okay, sure. So you see from the cat a vision of a cave-in, a blocked corridor with just rubble from floor to ceiling, completely blocking off passage down this corridor.
It's a no-go. Rubble.
Are there even any traps in this place?
There were. My cat avoided them.
Regardless, it seems like the long way is the way to go.
Well, may as well go ahead then. Shall we, stick to the shadows?
Oh, yes. Of course.
After you guys.
I am a master of stealth.
Undoubtedly.
That's how it's done.
So, are you all being stealthy?
May as well be.
Sure. In that case, go ahead and make stealth checks for me, please.
Hoo. Bryn got a natural 20, which means she's got 29 stealth.
Oh,
Funnily
very
enough,
nice.
Grimsby got a natural 1.
Oh,
Farron got a 12.
okay,
Rubs rolled an 11, which means he gets a 9.
okay.
Arthur got in total 15.
Oh wait, do you add on the little number as well in the
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I rolled a 12-bit plus 6 is 18.
Oh, perfect. Okay. How much did you say you had, Orphan?
15 total.
15. And okay. Second, sorry. Okay, and is anyone likely making any perception checks or anything like that as well?
I will, I guess.
Sure, go ahead.
Let me just get my... Oh, perception. Okay. Is that just a D20 again?
Yeah, roll a d20 and then add your little perception modifier onto whatever you roll.
Okay, and that is in... Okay, so it'd be plus... Got it. Okay, I rolled a 7 plus 5 is 17.
Okay. Bear with me 1 second, please.
Wait, what did I say? Does my math completely go wrong? So I rolled a 7 plus 5 is a 12. Did I say 17?
Oh, yeah, you did.
I'm so tired.
It's fine.
Sorry,
Don't worry. No worries. Okay.
Really
You're good. Okay, so the lot of you continue forward. And coming to this fork in the road, you take a left. And before too long, you find yourselves in another open cave. Farron, as you peer ahead into the gloom, you can't see anything. It seems that you are alone.
Okay.
But as you're scanning your gaze around the floor, you do notice something. You notice a few piles of matted straw and bits of fur.
Oh, okay.
And as you move closer to investigate, you notice droppings littering the ground as well.
Oh dear.
You also see, kind of hidden amongst straw, human remains.
Right.
Bones have been picked clean.
Yeah. I don't
Other
know.
than that, and a few old mouldering crates, there doesn't seem to be anything of interest here.
Okay. So I'm gonna get Farron to like make her way back.
Mhm.
Just until she runs into the others.
Sure.
It seems like we're alone in here for now. But maybe we should hurry just in case something returns. I just saw something in there that might be a risk later. Come and see for yourselves.
Is this bit of the cave like quite tight? This bit right here.
Sorry, I tabbed out for a second. It's quite tight. There's enough room for a person.
But would a stout, a short and wide dwarf have to make straining noises?
If he were feeling very dramatic, then yes.
It's like Winnie the Pooh. We all have to push him out.
No, don't mention that episode. That is a traumatic Winnie the Pooh episode.
That's quite a gross question, but how
Mm.
fresh are these droppings?
Make a survival check for me.
Survival. Let me just find it. There we go. Okay. So I rolled a 3 plus 2 is 5.
Okay. So you go a little closer to these droppings and you sort of poke at them a little bit.
Ugh.
They're quite dry,
Okay.
but you're not sure exactly how old they are.
Great.
How big are they? Are they sort of guinea pig sized droppings, or are they horse sized droppings? Or
They're
plums?
very small. Very small.
Oh, okay.
But there is a lot of them.
Yeah, it's probably guinea pigs.
Maybe it's a lot of flesh eating guinea pigs.
They are social creatures. They tend to be a lot of them.
Mm.
They live in burrows as well, do they not? So perhaps a cave is just an extension of a burrow.
Are guinea pigs normally carnivores?
Ones I've known have
A lot of
been.
pig bones over there.
It depends how fresh the cucumber is. If you don't give them cucumber, they get very upset, and I suppose by extension they could nibble anything that comes past.
Oh, that doesn't sound fun. I don't want my end to be by angry guinea pigs.
Okay,
Anyway,
so
shall
are
we
you
pass through quickly?
But doing quietly, yes. We can't see anything like in the shadows, can we?
make a perception check?
Oh, I'm not rolling very well today. 9.
9. You don't see anything. No.
Looks all clear.
Where are the piles of hay in here? Or grass or straw, whatever it was?
They are. Sorry, it was out again. They're sort of dotted around. In fact, why don't I just show you? Seems simpler. 1 second. And I will reveal the room. Can you all see that okay?
Yes. I don't know if anyone else has control of their tokens.
Oh, I will sort that. So, just imagine that these are hay, the green pits, because yes, I couldn't find a hay token I was happy with. So just pretend those are hay. I will give you control of your tokens.
Let's stay away from those.
From what?
I think let's stay away from the hay.
Mm-hmm.
That-
Eyes
yeah,
on the prize.
1 minute. There's something up ahead. Is that a dead ball?
Yeah, those are like some
Is there a dead
skeletal.
ball?
Grimsby
Yeah.
rubbing his hands.
It is a dead body. Are you in fact rubbing your hands, Grimsby?
No, not currently. But he's thinking about something.
Are any of you doing anything in this room?
Bryn has the strong urge to move forward and is going to keep looking to the corridor ahead that they're supposed to go, well, tunnel ahead, and just be like, I don't want to leave my scent around here. Maybe we should go.
I concur. And I'll have Farron kind of follow behind Bryn very closely.
Sure. Okay.
Rin like slip in front.
So
She's
are
like-
you all? Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, she's just. Does the stealth roll from last time still count, or do you need to roll again? Because she's going to keep being sneaky.
If you could all roll again, if you're being stealthy.
$11.
I have rolled
No.
3
15.
times so far, and all 3 times my dice has gone off of my desk. There we go. 18.
Okay, so far, can people actually, if you just pop your rolls in the Roll20 chat, or is this are these the rolls you just made?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Never mind then. I'm sorry, everyone, I'm blind. Okay. Okay. So, you all press onwards. I'll once again move you back to the map of the cave system.
I was
Yes?
just going to say, just as Grubbs was passing by one of the hay things, could he sort of peer closely at it, see if there's actually anything in it at the moment?
Yeah. Make an investigation check.
That was a 11.
You have a little look and you sort of poke at one of these hay piles with your staff. Give it a good root around. It doesn't seem that there is anything in it, however.
I'll take that as a positive.
Okay. You all continue onwards, and before too long, you reach yet another fork in the road. Which way are you going?
The map hasn't taken us, steered us wrong so far. However, this does appear to be the last bend before we reach our destination. So maybe we should just check it out. Can you send your wee friend, Grimsby?
Yes, of course. And he like drops the cat and lets it just make its way through the darkness to the left passageway, just to see if there's anything down there.
Okay. So you send him on his way. By now, you have all at least come out of the horrible viscous stuff. So that's clear. So you send the cat on its way. Before too long, it drops out of telepathic range again. But you're not left as waiting. You're not left waiting as long as you were last time. After about 10 or 15 minutes, the cat comes padding back to you. And you see from it a vision of a small doorway cut into rock, and inside a steep staircase ascending upwards. And you get the sense that it stopped there and came back.
There's a staircase leading up. I wonder if it's another entrance in or something.
Interesting. Perhaps this warrants investigation.
Shall we see what?
So are you going to... you cut out for me there, sorry. What was that?
Oh, sorry. Am I still cutting out? There we go.
I can hear you now.
Nice. So this was the left corridor, right?
Oh, sorry, the left corridor. No. Sorry, I misheard you. I thought you were having him follow the... No, it's my fault. I just misheard you. We can rewind. If he went down the left corridor, again, doesn't take as long. In fact, he'd probably be back in even less time. And all you see from him is another picture of yet another... In fact, what did he roll for perception?
Let me... Do you want to roll a new one?
Oh, yes, please. That'd be fantastic.
Eight. I haven't
8.
rolled over a 10 all day.
In that case, yes, he comes back after about 5 minutes, and you just see another vision of a plain wall. And that's it.
No, another dead end. Looks like the map's leading us in the right direction.
Good.
Do we want to send the cat ahead just a little bit more to see what's up that way before we stumble into anything?
I think that's a very good. I think that's an all right idea.
As long as
So-
your cat doesn't mind.
I think it's all right with it. Oh, that was very quick. It's a stairway going upwards.
Okay. So, the cat sort of pads its way down the corridor, coming to stand in the middle of this new fork up ahead, and it sort of looks down the fork on the right and looks back to you, Grimsby, and it gives a sort of swish of its tail.
Well, onwards, I suppose.
You all pressing on?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, bear with me. Okay. Okay. So by this point, you've been walking for maybe an hour or so since leaving the cave where you fought the Aboleth. Hour and a half. It's difficult to keep track of time down here. But you all follow the corridor, and you come in the end to a doorway carved into the rock. Looking up ahead into the gloom, you see a steep spiral staircase, crudely carved, but worn smooth with the passage of feet and time. The passage up ahead is very narrow, leaving room for just one person at a time. So if you are all going ahead, just let me know your walking order before you do so.
Grimsby will go near the front, but not the very front.
Okay.
Baron will be somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Earthen will
Grubs
take
also
the
be-
front.
Okay.
Grubs will also be sort of middle back with where you can shed light for people to see.
Okay.
I
Bren,
assume
what
he's-
about...
but
Oh,
he's,
sorry.
yeah, I assume he's cast light on his staff so we can actually see where we're going. So I
Sure.
said that, sorry.
Bryn can go in front or behind Farron. It's up to her.
Okay.
How Bryn will do Bryn.
Oh, Bryn will just go in. I think Bryn will go in front. It's okay.
Okay.
Eurus is going to go just behind Orphan. So... Where did you say you were, Grimsby?
Probably like near the very front, but not at the very front.
Okay. Then, if that, Eurus will go behind you.
I go behind Bryn.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got Orphan, Grimsby, Eurus, Bryn,
Oh,
Baron, Grub.
there you go.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay.
Keep walking into each other. Sorry, it's quite funny.
I move forwards to make room for Yuri.
Oh, poor Yuri.
Oh yeah. We all go back a square.
Sorry, I'm flicking between maps for no reason. Where is Eurus? There he is. Oh, I'm on reveal. Here we are. There we are. Okay, perfect. All right. So, you clamber your slow way up the staircase. And as you turn a corner in this spiral, you see the flickering of firelight ahead up the stairs. Continuing on, you think maybe you've been, like, this staircase is about 20 feet long. You reach a small landing, roughly oval in shape and lit with a single torch in a sconce on the wall. Straight ahead, the staircase curls upwards again, the passageway a little wider now. Are you all just continuing onwards?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure. Okay, you continue on up the staircase. It widens a little now, you at least have room to breathe. As you climb, you get the sense that you're in almost some sort of irregularly shaped tower. And after another 20 feet of climbing, or thereabouts, you finally come up into a small, circular chamber. It appears to be completely bare. But ahead of you, there are two elliptical windows carved into the wall, each no wider than about half a foot, and set roughly half a foot apart as well.
Is there anything else in the room that we can see?
Make an investigation check. Or a perception check, sorry.
14.
14. You have a look around, sort of scanning the floor and the walls, but it seems that this place is completely bare.
Are there any other entrances or exits to this room?
Not that you can see. You can only see these two windows looking out onto something.
Do look out onto. Can we go see?
You can. Bear with me. I will move you to another map. Okay. And just let me reveal it for you as well. Oh, that's not revealing. Roll 20. That's hiding. I wish you wouldn't do this. Oh my god!
Oh, I
Aha!
found a token in the dark.
Ooh.
Oh,
Is that a big? Is that a big snake?
And a big baby.
You are looking out over a huge cave. At intervals throughout the cavern, globules of pale yellow light hang suspended in the air, providing illumination. The floor of the cavern, some 40 feet below you, is covered in blue-green water, though it appears quite shallow. But of greater interest are the structures in this room. The room is covered in huge statues, ginormous, as big as buildings. From your left, a rickety rope bridge extends from whatever structure you are in to the hilt of a giant stone sword buried in the earth. In the southeast corner of the cave lies a ruined statue of a man in armor, body shattered into chunks of stone. In the southwest corner of the room lies a statue of a round man sat cross-legged, arms hanging loosely in his lap. Whatever expression he once wore is a mystery. His face is now almost entirely smooth, apart from the indentations of his eyes, worn away by time and water. In the northeast corner of the room is another figure, a man with a beard and a crown atop his head. He wears long robes exquisitely carved, their folds appearing almost fluid, looking more like water than like hard stone. But the statue in the center of the room is perhaps the most imposing of them all. It's a ginormous snake, the coils of its body glistening with water. It has better stood the test of time than the other statues in the room. You can see the details of its scales, thin lines etching the grey rock. One other thing catches your attention. A sort of big orange gazebo. It appears to have been constructed in a hurry, suspended on ropes and wooden bridges between the snake and the statue in the northeast corner. From here, you can make out figures inside the tent. You can make out, too, the flickering of candles, and can hear the distant hum of conversation echoing off the walls of the camp. You are not where it seems you are on the map. You're inside the head of this statue that you're all standing on.
Looking out the eyes.
Yes.
Interesting. I think we found our friends up ahead. And he'll gesture to the gazebo. What do we all think we should do?
Well, we came here for a fight, didn't we?
Yes, I suppose we did.
Then I say we fight.
you reckon if we just cut all the ropes, they would just sink and get all caught inside the gazebo and drown?
Ooh, that's cool.
I will say the water doesn't look deep enough for drowning. It is like knee height or hip height in places. It's quite shallow.
Maybe they're dwarves. They might drown in it because they're not tall.
I say if we were to cut the cables or ropes, it would still be very disorienting for the whole gazebo to get wet.
How about we try that then? Some of us head over quietly and then cut a rope each.
Well, here's a question before we consider that. How are we getting down from here?
I suppose we should answer that one.
There is the carpet.
Well, yes, but from where?
Windows open.
They are half a foot wide,
I see.
and even less the other way.
Huh. How on earth? What does the map say? This seems to be like the cavern where the X is on the map, doesn't it?
Yeah, the cavern you're looking out onto looks like the one that's been marked off.
See anything around? There's no entrances or exits, is there?
Not aside from the one that you came in through.
Where do the rope bridges connect to on the statues? Like, where does the one connect to on this?
You can't really see from where you are. You can, looking out of like the window, you can see sort of the curve of this, of like the arm holding the sword, but you can't really see far left enough to see how it's attached or to what. It's sort of in like the corner of your vision.
If anyone has any ideas, I'd love to hear them because I am stumped.
Oh, there's got to be some way out of here, surely. I mean, how do they come in and out?
Perhaps we can try one of the other routes.
Well, the map told us specifically to come this way.
Maybe there's a secret that we're.
Would a perception check help?
It might do.
Yes, let's have a look around.
Are you just looking around this room? Farron?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were asking me.
That's okay.
Just looking around the room and seeing if there's a possible way for us to get down without being noticed.
Sure. Make a perception.
We'll test guidance to assist.
Sure. Remind me what that does exactly.
Adds a d4 onto whatever result Farron gets.
Or can
so you
assist
can
to
roll
give her
a-
advantage.
is it- Sure, yeah. Do you roll the d4 or does Farron roll the d4?
I think it's me, but I suppose it doesn't ultimately matter.
That's
Yeah, you can
fine.
go.
If you want to roll the d4, because I just rolled a 12, but plus 5 is a 17.
And plus another 2.
19.
Was that with advantage?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you roll with advantage, Farron? So you roll twice and take the highest of.
Oh,
Those
no,
two
I
rolls.
didn't. I just rolled it once.
No problem.
Okay, so
Actually, Farron rolls the d4 anyway. Just check.
Oh, okay.
sorry,
okay, so if-
I'm confused.
So just so your first roll. What was your first roll with the d20? Just the d20. Well, okay. So if you roll it again.
Okay. 12 again.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. So then you add your perception bonus onto that.
Which is a 5.
Okay, so that'd be 17. And then Grubs cast guidance on you, which means that you get to roll a d4 and add that number onto that additionally.
Okay.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
Okay,
Ooh, nice.
so that'll be 23. Was it?
Yay.
Okay. Okay. You have a look around the room. And you sort of you run your hand along the walls, checking for any hidden switches, any levers, anything. And it just seems like whatever you're looking for is just not in this room. It's just completely empty. completely bare. You don't think you're missing anything. You just think there's nothing here to see.
Okay. I'm not really sure there's anything in this room apart from the gazebo worth looking at, really. It's just a question of how we get over there.
We can see the bridge going north, can we?
The bridge? Yeah,
The
you can
road.
probably see like a bit of it. It's probably like you can't see where it's fixed to the arm, but you can probably see like a bit of it in the distance where it sort of rises again. Because I'm picturing it sort of dipping, being a rope bridge, and then it'll rise again and join to something else and kind of go down there. So you can see that.
There might be an entrance over there. Alternatively, I can get myself and someone else in there. From it would be very loud.
Mm.
Do we risk the noise?
I don't know if we do.
It's probably better not to risk it just now, unless we can definitely not find any other way. How about we backtrack the way we come and look with extra vigilance to see what we can see?
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay. So you're backtracking down the stairs. All right, you make your way about 20 feet down, and then you come to this little landing with a single sconce on the wall. Are you looking here for anything? Sorry, you broke up for me there. What was that?
Does the sconce move if you pull it?
Could you make a strength check for me, please?
Ooh, natural 20.
Okay.
-1.
Grimsby, you head over to the torch and you kind of give it a look, and with a sudden flash of inspiration, you reach up, you give it a pull, and it comes down like a lever. And then after a moment, there's the grinding of stone as a door opens in the wall, revealing an identical spiral staircase heading down the way.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Let's go.
Very well done, Grimsby. Good job.
What can I say? I'm a genius.
Okay. One momentito.
And the staircase was going down, wasn't it? The new one?
Yes.
Cool.
It's like identical to the one that you came up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make your way down the staircase. And then, after about 20 feet or so, you come out of a little doorway. Oh, is that Finn again? Hello? Oh dear, I couldn't hear you there.
Oh, good now.
Say something else?
La 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 la, doobie doobie doo, wah wah wah.
That seems to be
Nice.
better. Okay. So, you come out of a little stone doorway and you are standing on top of a giant stone foot. It seems that you have come down a staircase hidden in the leg of this statue, and you're now out into the cave proper.
Something fishy's afoot.
That was a good one. 2 and 1.
It was.
You feel free to all move your. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I was just saying, feel free to move your tokens down to.
I can't move mine.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what is.
Farron's scared of water and can't move.
There you go. That should be it now.
Thank you.
That's all right. Okay, so
How
you are
high up
now in
does
the cave.
the water come on the floor?
It reaches just about on a human anyway. It comes up to like the middle of your thigh.
Okay. Do you need a carry, Orphan? Do you want to piggyback?
I'm sure I'll manage.
Okay, next question is how do we get up there? And he points to the gazebo. Are there any bridges that connect to the ground? Can we see any obvious ways up to the bridge?
Make a perception check for me.
14.
14. Okay. You have a little look around, and the only bridge that you can see, or the only platform that you can see that you can reach on the ground, is this one over here by the entrance to what looks to be a small little cave. Otherwise, it seems that all the bridges are just mounted from statue to statue and allow you to clamber on over those.
Sorry, could you say that again? I didn't understand fully. My brain's not very good.
That's okay. So there's the only one that you can see, like the only platform that you can see that you can reach on the ground that's like connected to the ground is this one over here to the north. Do you see that one?
Yes, yeah.
And that's by the entrance to what looks like a cave. But then all these other bridges, they don't reach the ground at all. They're just suspended between these big statues. And they're
Gotcha.
anywhere between like 10 to 20 to 30 feet off the ground.
He'll point out to the others and say, let's try get over there.
Now we're not in the head of the statue we were just in. Can Grubs look back at it, see if it has any interesting features?
Yeah. Go ahead and are you just looking to? Are you seeing if you recognize any imagery, or are you just making like a?
So primarily just to see what it looks like. I mean, secondary imagery, yes.
Sure. I guess make a.
Would it be history or religion or something?
Yeah, make a religion check for me.
Oh, 20. Unnatural.
20. Okie dokie. So, Grubs, you think back on all the readings and learnings you've taken in over the years about the various pantheons and religions and so on. And you don't exactly recognize him. You can't think of a name that you would associate with him. But he does sort of ring a bell. The imagery of him holding up this sword and the crown atop his head. You think that he might have been one of the old gods, once recognized in Nuwen, but now no longer. His name is Ruthar. And he is a god associated with a couple of things, with like the sun, but also with war. Which now at this point, like there are two separate gods in the prime pantheons for either of those things. But he once represented both of them.
too far. So,
Yeah.
by process of elimination, could Grumps assume then that the giant snake in the middle, as another old god, could be Dendar?
You think that's a reasonable assumption?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
That's all right.
I might have to nip downstairs for just 2 minutes, but I will be back very shortly.
No problem.
Does
Okay.
Grimsby recognise any of the iconography of the statues here?
Make a religion check.
12.
12. Looking around, you also think it's probably fairly safe to assume the giant snake is Dendar, especially given the nature of this place and the fact it's being used as a hideout by a cult of Dendar. You also, and pretty much all of you would recognize this one actually, the statue in the northeastern corner appears to be Thospor, the god of the sea.
Ah.
How do you spell that?
Thospor is THOS BORH. That's all right.
That was close.
Can Orson use his stone cunning to do a history check to see if he can get an idea for how old these statues might be?
Yes.
Oh, that is 21.
21. You think these are somewhere in the vicinity of 1,000 years old.
Oh,
Damn.
that's older than me.
No. It's not older than Grubs, though.
No, of course.
Well, shall we make some moves?
Yes, indeed.
I suppose we start making our way over to the bridges to start climbing them then.
Sure.
To the north.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Grimsby
Yes.
definitely is.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bryn will be.
Okay. Could I have stealth checks for everyone then, please?
4. I'm putting them in minimum 20.
Okay.
I rolled a 14 plus 6 is 20.
Perfect. If you just pop that in the Roll20 chat.
I'm rolling decently today.
I'm rolling terribly. I'm gonna go get my real dice.
Sorry, bear with me 1 second. I have like a million tabs open. I'm trying to streamline. There we go. That's much better. Okay. 4, 13. In fact, I'm just going to pop to the bathroom quickly myself. So I will be right back. If Charles gets back before me, someone just let him know to make a stealth check.
Nice. Will do.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go make myself a cup of tea actually. In preparation for this combat I expect we're totally not having.
We'll see. Oh, I just wish my internet would behave. I really want to be able to use my computer. I'm gonna buy an Ethernet cable and see if that helps.
Hello.
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 Millions taste like soap.
Sorry?
You know, like the sweets, the millions.
Yeah.
But you think the blue ones, they taste like soap.
Yeah, they
The
do.
blue
I've not had them often enough that I don't even remember the last time I had those. Actually, I think it would have been like high school.
The blue what?
Because
Oh
like,
god.
I found like a tube of them that I had in the cupboard, so I was feeling a bit pecky. I might as well just squirt soap into my mouth. I'm gonna eat them anyway, whatever.
We can have some soap as a treat. By the way, Charles, when you have a second, you make a stealth check, please. At least I assume Grub is trying to be stealthy and not just like singing opera.
You don't know.
That's true. Millions. I find that hard to believe.
Oh, I think he might have been answering my question.
Oh, I see. That makes more sense. Your modifier is plus million.
Oh yeah.
Eternity stealth.
Alright. 4, 11, 13. 4, 11, 13, 20, and 17. Okay. Right. Okay, is everyone here?
Well, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Charles, are you happy for us to continue? Is that a yes? Okay. Cool. No, it's alright. I thought this was some shorthand I'd forgotten we'd established. Okay. Alright. So you all, as quietly as you can, wade through the water towards the base of this bridge. 1 second. And as you draw closer, you're able to better see into this little cave that you're currently at the mouth of. So I'll just reveal that for you. Oh my god! Or I would! I would! Okay, there we go. Right. There's more. Wait. There.
Oh.
It looks to
Who's
be
this?
It looks to be some sort of living quarters. There's a couple of small tents that you can see. There's a little crude fire pit that at the moment looks unlit. It's got a few beds strewn around it. And there are also 2 women. They're dressed in civilian clothes. And as you come into their field of vision, they, catching note of the sound of splashing water, look towards you, and even at the distance you're at, you can see their faces grow pale.
Oops.
Before you can say anything, however, from the gazebo, you hear a shout. Hey! Hey there! Ho there! Who goes?
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's we're here with the delivery.
Is that what you're shouting back?
No.
I mean, we gotta try something.
Gotta try something. Go for it.
Aye.
Okay. Make a deception check.
All of us?
No, just Orthan.
Does anyone fancy giving some assistance?
Did Grimsby assist by going, yes, we heard you needed rat traps for your rat
Oh,
problem.
we're the exterminators, of course.
Okay, go ahead and roll with advantage.
So the first one, my first roll was a natural 20. 24 total. I'm glad it was with advantage. My second roll was a 9. So yes, that was a natural 20 at 24.
Okay. So you shout this back to the figure, who, now that you're kind of looking closer, you can see that he is wearing dark armor. There's a few wearing armor, but most of them that you can make out in the gazebo seem to, like these women, be dressed in civilian clothes. You watch as the man in armor, who for a moment just looks at you with what you can only assume to be from this distance an expression of confusion, turns to the guard at his side, and they seem to be having some sort of conversation. And then, after a moment, this second guard heads towards the group of people behind all the civilians, and he seems to be ushering them away. The guard who you spoke to shouts back to you and says, "Is Aegis with you?"
Does Grimsby feel like he could disguise himself as Aegis without them noticing if he very quickly ducked his head under his hood?
You think that you could try?
Grimsby's going to very quickly wipe his face and make himself look like Aegis, and then step forward and it's me.
Can Orthan try and do a stomp in the water to make a splash at the same time and do a big cough?
Sure.
Just be like, oh,
Grimsby,
excuse
go
me,
ahead.
I almost tripped.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check, and you can do that with advantage.
Ooh. I'm not using fake dice anymore. I'm using real dice. Oh, that one fell on the ground. 15. Sleight of hand plus 20. Unnatural.
Okay. So, Grimsby, you sort of smooth a hand over your face, and then with a sort of ripple of magic, it turns to Aegis's, and then you step forward, put down your hood, and the guard looks at you with something like recognition. Oh, I didn't see you there. Sorry, Aegis. Rat traps?
It was an inside joke. I thought you'd remember, but clearly you didn't.
No, clearly not. Well, you better come up, I suppose.
Yes, and I've got some. Did Gwyn tell you? And he gestures to like the rest of the party.
Yes, Gwyn mentioned it.
Good.
Insight check on
Yeah,
the.
insight check.
Go ahead.
That was it 10?
I'll let you roll with advantage since numerous people in the party are doing it.
Okay, that was better. That's an 18.
An 18. Okay. He seems honest when he says that Gwyn mentioned it. But you can also tell from his tone that despite the fact Gwyn mentioned it, he is really surprised to see you standing here.
Gwyn's just gonna like. Oh, actually, no, never mind. Sorry.
I mean, I suppose Bryn will just relay that and saying, well, I feel that something is amiss here. I don't think they were necessarily expecting us as us or as Aegis. Do you? It doesn't seem like if Gwyn told them about us, then Gwyn would have told them exactly who we are, right? Not what we would have them believe.
Yes, I do not trust this one bit. There's a little part
It
of me that wants
seemed less. I'll just clarify because you rolled an 18, and I didn't make myself very clear. It's less surprised at like who you are, and more surprised that you've made it. That's the kind of. But he's not like, oh, I have no idea who these people are. This is surprising. He's like, oh, I've heard these people might be coming, but I wasn't expecting them to show up.
Okay. All right. I'll retcon that to be in, like, to put that in mind then. Okay, right. That makes more sense.
So, are we joining them?
Well, we're meant to be going up there, one way or the other.
Yeah, may as well get up there before they start shooting at us, and then deal with it when they start shooting at us. Let's go.
I think that this is going to go stupidly wrong, but yes, I agree.
I do my best fighting in tight spaces. I do very well in tight spaces. Very experienced.
And then let's go.
Okay. So, are you all making your way up this bridge then? Okay. You notice, if you happen to glance at them, that the women who are in this little living space, one of them is still looking at you with a sort of pale-faced expression, wide-eyed, and the other has sort of has positioned herself to be standing between you and this woman, taking a sort of defensive stance. Okay. You begin to make your way up. Could I have your walking order, please?
I suppose Aegis goes to the front.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Arthur will go behind him.
Okay.
Orthan is going to lean back and say, "If you can, try and stay 10 feet away from anyone we want dead."
That's...
And he's going to flash the spinning top in his hands to Orphan behind him, and then put it back in his pocket.
I'm not very good at doing that.
I'll try and do it before you make any moves then.
Maybe do that as your opening.
That's an idea.
An Estes will take up the back. Okay. So you all begin to make your way across this rickety old bridge. It's sort of barely hanging together. It's just boards and rope that have been knotted together. In places, the rope is fraying, and it's had more bits of rope coiled around it in an effort to try and support it and hold it up. But it's holding beneath you, at the very least. And you begin making your way along. You come to the shoulder of the statue that you were inside of earlier. It seems that there's like rope encircling its arm, and it's sort of attached to the end of the bridge as best as they can. It doesn't seem very stable. You're not altogether sure it'd pass any health and safety inspections. But again, it's staying firm underneath you.
Someone get Osha in here.
And then you all come to the hilt of this sword, where it looks like there is no bridge for you to cross over to the next section. As in, you reach this platform here, and then there's another bridge over here. It looks like either you're going to have to try and jump it, or you're going to have to try and clamber along the edge of the sword. It's up to each individual what they prefer to do, if they want to try and run and jump and make that, or if they want to try and clamber their way along the edge of the crossguard.
It doesn't seem too bad. Arthur will climb up and do a little tightrope walk along.
Okay, could you make an acrobatics check for me, please?
It would be my pleasure. That was a natural one.
A natural one?
+5,
okay.
So 6.
Okay. Orphan, you're in the middle of turning around to Farron behind you, and you're saying, "Oh, this doesn't look so bad," and then you put a foot out, and you stand on thin air, and you go plummeting down into the water below. Let me double... It's 1d6 for every 10 feet of fall damage, isn't it?
Yes.
Then you take...
Featherfall.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Gobs will cast Featherfall as a reaction then.
All right.
Is that a higher
do that
level
and-
spell slot than Healing Word?
I have a feeling, because of a feat I took, he gets a free cast of Featherfall each day. Hang on, let me just double check.
Oh, well, there we go.
It's the same level as Healing Word anyway. First level.
Probably a good idea to use it.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I've got Magic Initiate as a feat, and I'm pretty sure the spell I chose for one free spell was Featherfall. I can't find where it is. Oh yeah, once per day. Yep, there we go. Sorry. Featherfall.
Nice.
There we go.
No problem. So, Orphan, you go plummeting off, and you sort of instinctively close your eyes and wait for the impact of the earth underneath you. But you land on your feet, safe and sound,
Right.
and none the worse for wear.
How deep was the water again?
It's like thigh level on a human.
How does that come up to with Orphan?
I would say probably like his. I don't know how tall is Orphan. I'd say probably like his chest. I feel is a.
Okay. He'll call up and he'll say, good dive, eh? Oh.
Wow.
Good tenants, eh?
And he'll make his way back up.
Sure thing.
Want to try that again?
Oh, yes, of course. No diving this time. That was just once for a spot of fun, eh? Can Orphan try it again?
Yep.
Is that another...
Another acrobatic.
acrobatics?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was better this time. Though, can I just check, Charles, how... oh, no, wait, I've got +5 to acrobatics. It's fine. That's 12.
Oh, okay. So Orphan, a little more cautiously this time. You head up for the cross guard and you set a foot on it and you kind of like tap it a little bit to make sure that your footing is secure. And then tentatively you reach up and you wrap your arms as far as they can go around the hilt. And then you sort of slowly inch your way along the crossguard until finally you safely reach the wooden bridge attached to the other side. It wasn't done too gracefully, but you are safe and sound on the next bridge, and that's all that matters.
See, no problem at all.
Grimsby's going to gesture to Farron and say, all right, Lisa, your turn.
Okay. I think I am going to try and go along the sword as well.
Sure. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me. So that's a d20 plus your acrobatics modifier.
Okay. Oh, okay. I rolled a 1, but my acrobatics thing is 6, so it'll be 7.
Okay.
This is a really hard thing. Okay.
So you climb up onto the crossguard and you begin to inch your way along. But it seems that when Orphan climbed back onto it after his little dip, he left it like really wet and slippy. So you put your foot forward on one spot that you think looks dry enough, but you misjudged. And so you slip and you also go tumbling to the ground.
Okay.
And you take oh dear. You take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. You have a nasty little fall. You sort of twist your wrist in awkward ways. You fall down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Are you okay?
No.
So at this point, Bryn goes, shit, we have a magic carpet. Why aren't we just using the magic carpet?
Why do we always forget the carpet?
Now kind of like blast yourself off, but like wearing like a joking way up to the ground.
Jesus.
And she'll make her way back up as well.
Oh my god, right, okay.
Well, no one get huffy with me. It's not my fault I'm the one who remembered.
I know. And we get the magic carpet out, and we all get on the magic carpet. And go for
There we go. Okay, you all get on the magic carpet, and any of you who happen to glance at them see that the guards are sort of like talking amongst themselves and looking at you funny.
It
and
just
one of
gives them a very exasperated look.
You see one of them sort of like turning and like coughing into his hand as if he's like stifling a laugh a little bit. But a lot of you make your way over to the gazebo.
While we're still on the
whoever-
way there,
Yeah.
Gubs will say, "Here, you see, Lisa. Let Big Simon heal you up," and we'll cast Cure Wounds on Farron.
Okay, go ahead
right.
and roll that.
Get my dice out. So that is pretty good roll. So 10 health back.
There we go. Farron, you get 10 health back. Okay, whoever takes the magic carpet this time, could you make note of it? Because I think last time you weren't sure who had it exactly. And that would be
Grubs.
Grubs can take
I
it.
think in the end I said that Grubs had it because I was just like, Grubs might have it, and that's easy, so Grubs has it. But
I can very much picture Grubs just having a carpet rolled up on his shelf. So
that's what I was
That's
thinking.
very cute, to be fair.
Okay. So you all make your way over. And finally you touch down in the gazebo and slip off the carpet, and you find yourself confronted with let me double check actually. That's a good thing to do. Yes, at this point it seems that all of the like the civilians who were here have disappeared. And the only people in this gazebo are two people in armor, and then standing a little way distant from them, sort of murmuring amongst themselves and looking at you now and then, you see two figures in black robes.
Greetings and salutations, brothers.
It's good to see you again, Aegis. I didn't think we'd see you so soon. And the guard who's speaking, who's quite a young-looking guy with sort of like a gingery stubble, he reaches forward and sort of gives you a slap on the shoulder in a friendly, familiar manner.
His hand would go through like the illusion and hit like Grimsby.
Okay. In that case, does he make an intelligence check? I would assume so, right?
I think it's intelligence check against my spell save DC.
Okay.
Is it too? It's probably too like short notice to request that to say that Orthan would ready an attack in case he sees through it. Or
no,
wait,
you can.
Is he too far? Are we? Wait, where are we right now?
You're in the gazebo.
Right. Just move the token.
Which I do not. Well, I do have a backup map of the inside of the gazebo, but you would need to bear with me when I get it because I do not have it ready for some reason. Oh, actually, that's another thing. Hold on, I'll put. In fact, are you guys happy just imagining that you're in the gazebo and not sitting on the roof of it? Because then I'll just
Fine
use
by
this
me.
map.
Suits
Cool.
me.
All right, just let me get tokens for the.
So, what was it? Was it too late to ready an attack?
No, it's not too late because I've not rolled yet to see whether or not
Nice.
he will see through it.
Then Orphan will ready an attack.
Okay.
Since these are the guys we're here to, you know. I'm pretty sure, unless I've horrendously misunderstood. But no one's saying that I have horrendously misunderstood, so I think I'm doing a good thing here.
Yeah, I'm not bothered.
Okay, so he rolled an 17.
Oh, yeah, that beats my spell save DC. He just like touches like Grimsby's real form underneath.
Okay. So he reaches forward and slaps your shoulder, and for a moment doesn't show anything visually, like doesn't make a different expression. And then he looks down and sort of notices that his hand is like phased through your shoulder, and then looks up at you with an expression of confusion.
Grimsby smiles. Hello.
And he pulls his hand back uncertainly and sort of looks to the guard next to him. And you see the guard next to him, his hand sort of going towards the sword on his belt.
Can Orphan attack him?
Fuck it. Yeah, go.
Yes,
Kill.
Alright, wait, combat playlist time. Combat playlist time.
We're here to deal with a rat problem.
It's just you and the rats.
Rats, we're the rats.
We're the rats.
Go very
Okay.
well.
So, are these people's initiative rolls, or were these the last stealth checks people made?
They were the last stealth checks we made in roll 20.
Okay, well, if people could go ahead and make their initiative, that would be fantastic. I will do the same. Okay, how do I get the... Sorry?
What dice is the initiative again?
Yeah, that's just the D20, and then you add your initiative bonus to it.
Okay.
You need gloves.
Alright, Bryn is 18. Is the turn order turned up for everyone?
Yep.
I can only see
Yeah.
pink on it.
Okay. Grimsby is 15. Grubs is 9. Orthan is
Unnatural 20.
Oh, yeah.
20, and Farron is 18. What's your dex mod, Bryn?
It's +3.
Okay, well you go first, and then it'll be Farron. And then the guards are... those are... Where are they? Okay. Sorry, I'm nearly done.
That's okay.
Eurus rolled terribly, but Estes rolled well. Eurus plus... Oops. And finally, Estes with... Oh, quite nice. Okay. So, Orthan, registering this look of confusion on... Wait, does it not automatically get in? That's annoying. Witnessing
Yeah,
this
well.
look of confusion on the guard's face, you attack him. So, go ahead and make your attack.
Does this count as the first round of combat?
Yes. Yeah, and it'll be a surprise round.
In that case, I can use a bonus action to rage beforehand.
Yeah.
Then, that is what he will do.
Okay,
I'll come up
go
here.
ahead.
Actually, can he go here and get advantage?
Yes, you can.
Then that is what he shall do. Okay, so first attack. 18 to hit.
That will hit.
And I will roll my damage. That is 16 plus 5, 21 plus 2, 23. And that'll be on this guy. 23 on this guy.
On this guy.
I rolled
Okay.
very well for damage there.
Okay. Okay, you go behind him and you take a big swing at him with your axe, cutting straight through armor as if it's butter. He's still standing, but he's already looking pretty hurt and very bloody. There's sort of blood pooling on the floor between the boards of this like makeshift platform. Is that your turn?
He's got to do it again.
Okay, go ahead.
That was a natural 1.
A natural 1.
In total, it's a 9.
Roll a d100 for me, please.
Oh, wait a minute. Or is it too late to make this a reckless attack? Which would give advantage. I can double check the wording of reckless attack.
I would say it's too late. It says when you make the first attack on your turn.
Anyway, yeah, it's the second. Yeah, that was the second attack. All right, D100.
All right, D100, please.
Oh no.
14.
Okay. Okay. You raise your axe, ready to strike him a second time, but he just manages to duck out of the way of your swing, and instead you manage to hit yourself on the backswing, and you take 6 damage.
What type?
Whatever your weapon does, I would assume.
Well, it's physical damage, so it gets halved. I think the biggest damage was to his own pride. Well, that was embarrassing. I guess that'll be his turn.
Okay. So that brings us to Estes, who is I think they are going to cast Entangle. Actually, are they? Yeah. Let me in fact, no, he isn't. He's going to save that spell slot. He's just going to cast Shalala on his staff. And then he is going to 5, 10. Come here, and he's going to attack the one in between him and Orthin. Which I think hits. Yes, it does. So that'll be 1d8. Oh! Okay, so Estes murmurs a word, and his staff is sort of entwined briefly by these magical green this magical green energy taking the shape of flowers and leaves. And then he comes up to this guy and he gives him a bonk on the head. And that is going to be Estes' turn. So that brings us to Farron. Farron. Oh no, it doesn't. It brings us to Bryn. Sorry, Farron. And then it's you next. Bryn, what are you doing?
Can Bryn run in beside Estes?
Uh-huh.
Can she step where he is? Is she allowed to attack in his space?
I think so, but you can't finish your turn in his space, I think.
Oh, well,
I
that
think...
works for her, because she never finishes her space in her attacking zone. So she's going to go in and attack with her Ouroboros rapier.
Okay, go ahead.
And she gets advantage, I think, if Orphan's okay. Oh,
Yep.
Damn it. Well, she got a 16 to hit.
Okay. That does not hit, I'm afraid.
Can she attack again with her
Yes,
other
you can.
sword?
Yep.
how about a... Let me just do the maths. A 19 to hit?
That hits.
Yay!
Go ahead and roll damage.
Exciting stuff. It's the necrotic rapier for reference. So it's necrotic damage.
Sure.
That is... Sorry, I'm so bad at maths today. 8 necrotic damage. And then he's going to go for her sneak attack bonus because it is 5 feet within. It's allowed.
Did you say 8 damage, was it?
Yeah, 8 necrotic.
Okay.
And her sneak attack was 12.
12?
They use her feet to back away without provoking an opportunity attack.
Sure. This guy is looking even rougher than his companion. He is sort of clutching at the wounds you left him with, and you can see a glimpse of the skin beneath his armor, and it's all sort of black and withered from the necrotic damage of your rapier. Is that your turn?
She's going to do for now.
Okay. Farron, you're up next.
I'm kind of looking at how they're worse for wear. I think Farron will just think maybe a good swing of her sword might just finish them off a little bit.
Sure, you can give it a shot. Mm-hmm.
And just go for the guy that's right in front of Farron.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so my D20. Oh, Christ. My D20 is 1 plus 6 is 7.
Okay. Could you roll a D100 for me? So that will be you need to roll 2 dice for that.
Okay.
It's the one you need to roll has like 20, 50, 60, 70 on.
Got it.
Like all depends. Yep.
Okay.
And then the other one you need to roll it has the same number of sides, but it's just numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a 0 for 10.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Yeah. Okay. And you just roll both of those.
Okay. So I got a 20 and a 5.
Okay. 25. Okay. So Farron, you grab your sword and you dart in, ready to try and get a go at them. But with whatever energy he has left, the guard in front of you manages to bring up his sword and deflect it, and you're kind of shaken for a moment. And you are stunned for 1 round. Doesn't say whether that is... It's not very specific, but I would assume it's until the end of your next round. So basically, being stunned means that you can't move. You will automatically fail strength and dex saves, and attack rolls against you have advantage.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So unfortunately, that ends your turn, because you are now just stunned, sort of shaken up. So, Grimsby, that brings us around to you.
What are the figures they are doing? Like, do they look like they're getting ready to attack as well, or are they just watching?
They look... I'd say they look kind of torn. They look like they're wanting to help their companions, but they're also glancing over in this sort of direction and looking worried.
Northern direction, did you say?
Yeah, sort of just here. You'd be able to see, since you're inside the gazebo, you can see like a corner of a bridge just peeping out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that bridge clearly from inside the gazebo, and it's just like leading onto this statue.
Grimsby's gonna pull out his sword and run his hand over it and mutter something in an eldritch language, and then point it to the two figures over there, and he's going to cast Summon Undead, and summon a putrid ghost behind them, so in this space here.
Okay.
So that's like a creature that will act on my turn. I have the stats for it. Yeah, it does have a festering aura, so any creature that starts its turn within 5 feet of it has to make a Constitution saving throw or be poisoned until the start of their next turn.
Okay. No problem. Just remind me of that, because you know what I'm like. I'll probably forget to do that. But I put the wee token there. Is that where you wanted it?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
And it shares my initiative count and takes its turn immediately after mine. So I think that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything else I can do.
Okay.
Nice.
Sure.
So yeah, and then on its turn, it's going to make an attack against the one to the left,
Okay.
which is a. So I actually have to do some stuff here a minute.
That's all right.
Modifier. 9 plus 8. What's 9 plus 8? 16.
17.
No, 17. 17 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Nice. And that is 10 necrotic damage. Oh, no, sorry,
Okay.
wrong one. Sorry. Yeah, no, still 10. I rolled the wrong one, but still 10.
Perfect. All right. Is that its turn?
Yes.
Okay. And I need to make a save on their turns now, right?
Against my spell save DC.
Sure. And remind me what it was? Like a wisdom or a-
16. Oh, Constitution. Constitution
Constitution.
16.
So let's do the one that you just hit first. That's a natural 20. And then the other one is... Yeah, that fails. So what happens again?
They're poisoned until the start of its next turn.
Okay, let me get a little poison icon if there is such a thing on here. That'll do,
There's
I
one that's
guess.
a little
A little
vial.
bottle. Eh?
I was saying that there was one that's a little vial, but you just found it anyway.
Yeah. Let me double check. The poisoned condition. Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. That's fine. It's surprised right now anyway.
Yeah, so it's kind of like he's just like pulls this horrible, like rotting kind of ghost that's like buzzing with like flies, just like forms in between them, and then it begins like ripping at them with like these horrible, like big, long-nailed claws.
All right.
And then that's its tween.
Okay. Well, the priests are surprised, so they're not doing anything. Which means Grubs, it's your turn.
Has Grubs spotted that Farron has been sort of stunned?
Probably. Yeah, you're stood next to her.
Okay. In that case, can Grubs sort of drag Farron out of the way and sort of move Farron to there, if that's okay? And put
Sure.
his sort of shell between the priests and Farron.
Of course.
So I move over here.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah. And if Grubs is allowed to do anything else in his turn, can he look? So you said we can see the bridge here from within the gazebo.
Yeah.
So is it an actual window in the gazebo, or is the bridge itself coming out of the gazebo? I'm just not really sure how.
Yeah, the bridge itself is coming out the gazebo. The gazebo has like no sides really. It's just like this
Right.
roof, and then the floor underneath it. And there like some poles attaching them, but not a wall as such. But this bridge is just like hastily constructed between the gazebo platform and the statue across the way. Does that make sense?
Yep. In that case, can Gubbs potentially do a perception roll to see if there's anything we should be aware of in that sort of general area over there?
Yes. Go ahead.
That is a 16.
S16?
Yes.
Okay. So you look, and there doesn't seem to be anything on the statue. And then you look down this corridor, and you see. It seems that like the civilians, took a little while to organize and get themselves off the platform because there's one sort of straggling behind that hasn't had the chance to turn the corner yet. And you just catch a glimpse of this heavily pregnant woman with a child on her hip, like a toddler, scurrying off down the corridor. But that's all you see.
Okay, in that case, in order to finish Gubbs' turn, he will say, Big Simon sees with civilians down here. That's not the voice I was doing before. I need to get in the right mindset. Big Simon says there's civilians down here, see? That's not right at all. That's still not a voice, but oh well. And that will be Gubbs' turn.
Okay. That brings us to Eurus, who is going to move here and attack this guy with his glaive. Oh, and he rolled a natural 1. Fantastic. Is that 3 of those this combat? That's impressive. Okay, 95. Okay. Where's my dice? Oh no. Okay. So Eurus tries to strike with his glaive. But in doing so, he just manages to nick himself somehow. And deals himself some damage. Yeah, I guess so. He doesn't seem to appreciate this damage, though. And that is his turn. Orphan, we're back around to you.
Orphan's just gonna have a swing at him.
Okay.
That is 19 to hit.
That hits. Which one are you hitting, sorry? The one diagonally across from you?
Yes, the one that you put
Yeah.
low earlier. Did
Okay.
not roll quite so good on the old damage front this time. That is plus 3 plus 2, 14.
14. Okay. Okay. He's still standing, but he looks really quite rough.
Well, someone who does less damage than Arthur can finish him off. I guess
Okay.
you'll have a go at the other one between him and Estes.
Sure.
That is unnatural 20.
Okay, that hit.
And another 14.
Okay. You bring your axe smashing down on him, and the blade lodges itself deep into his skull, piercing his helmet, and he is dead. His body spread out over the... You see now that there are quite a few rugs covering the floor of this gazebo, presumably to make it just a little bit more pleasant, and his blood sort of soaks into the wool fibers. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Which brings us to Estes, who is going to Give that guy a whack over the head. That hits. And okay. Estes raises his staff with these vines creeping over it, smacks this guy upside his helmet, and kind of you hear like a dull, like thudding sound. It doesn't seem to have quite finished him off though. He's just clutching at his head. Bryn.
Okie zoom in. Just to double check how. Yep, she can do that. Right, Bryn's gonna run around here, and she's gonna try and finish the job.
Okay.
So she'll do her Ouroboros Rapier first. Neither of those are gonna hit, I assume. Both are less than 13.
That one hit. No.
I'll try again with the necrotic rapier. Does an 18 hit? No, a 17 hit. Sorry.
That just hits.
Okay, sweet. Then I will roll 2d6. Ooh, that is 12 necrotic damage.
Yeah. How would you like to kill him?
It'll just stab the blade through a gap between the underarm of his armor. Cure him.
Sure. You run your rapier straight through, and again, there's in the gap that you can see, there's sort of blackening flesh that's already starting to flake and slough off. And there's blood spurting out of this wound that you've made as he crumbles to the floor on top of his companion, dead. Farron, you are still stunned, so you cannot move. But that effect ends at the end of your turn, so by the next turn, you can move. Okay. Alright, Grimsby. You are up next.
Grimsby's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 up here, and attack the non-poisoned one.
Okay.
With 2 attacks, which I'm just going to roll on this because I can't be bothered grabbing my dice. The first one being a 14 plus 8 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And second one is a 4 plus 8, a 12 to hit.
That just hit.
Nice. Okay, so 2d8 plus 10. Altogether, 20 slashing damage to the northern guy.
Were you hitting the one that wasn't poisoned?
Yeah, the one that wasn't poisoned.
Oh, I thought the northern guy was poisoned.
Oh, sorry. Oh, he's just going for whichever one isn't poisoned then. I can't remember.
Can you see the little symbol?
No, I can't.
I can see it.
Oh, let me reload. Maybe I'm just being a bit dumb.
It's alright.
But yeah, so he'll attack the non-poisoned one with the sword, making 2 quick slashes against them. He's also going to try and get a look at their face.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of slash forward your sword, raking through the robes, and you can see them darkening with blood. You're able to get a glimpse of his face easily enough. It's quite a wide hood, and it's sort of, falling back from his face anyway as you lean in to attack him. He is another human. He's just got a sort of brown, light brown hair reaching his shoulders and blue eyes, and looks fairly nondescript.
He's going to stop his attacks and then hold the sword to the side and say, "Where's the sword?" And then that ends Grimsby's turn. The putrid ghost is going to make an attack against the poisoned one.
Okay.
With a 7 plus 8. Is that 6? 15. 15 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Okay, they take 7 slashing damage and have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That's they fail.
They are now paralyzed until the end of their next turn.
Okay.
And that's its turn, and then he's done.
Okay. So, it is this priest's turn next. And as you sort of lay into him with your sword, he holds his arms up over his face as if to protect himself. At your question, he says, I don't know where Adonis keeps it. He doesn't tell the likes of us. And he is just going to say, I thought you were here to talk. Please don't kill me. And that is his turn. He's not going to do anything. Grubs.
Grubs is going to open the mouth of his little bird.
Okay.
To calm the emotions of everyone nearby. And he's going to say as loudly as he can, I think we should hear him out. Something isn't what we expected here. Let's stop fighting for now. And that will be what Grubs does.
Calm Emotions has a 20-foot radius, right?
Yeah. Hang on. I think it was.
And it has a range of 60 feet, but I don't remember if I specified in the bird's description whether or not the spells center from them, or if it just... I don't think I did. So
I don't
where
think
you...
above the 60 feet, so I think it comes from where Grubs is. So in that case, is Grubs also allowed to move while he says this? So
Yeah.
move to about there-ish. Just to
Sure.
try and catch everybody.
Okay. In that case, could everyone, I guess, make a charisma saving throw?
It's more of a... I think this was actually not calm emotions, it was... Oh no, sorry. Yes, you have lost... It has a keyword to do that, sorry. Never mind, I forget what I'm saying. Ignore me. Yeah.
No, it's okay. So it is calm emotions you're doing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so if everyone could make a charisma saving throw.
$14 plus 8, whatever that amounts to.
Okay.
22.
I think it's... Is it against your spell save DC, Charles?
I'm not sure. Hang on, let me just double check. Sorry.
That's okay.
It does. Oh yes, against Grubs' spell save DC. That's 14 for Grubs' spell save DC.
So that's a 22 from Grimsby, 19 for Bryn, 12 for Farron.
Just trying to double check if there's a thing with barbs for that while you're raging, but I guess I'll just put in what I rolled.
Sure.
Was it charisma, sorry?
Yeah.
19.
The priests both failed, I think. Yes, they did. Estes is going to choose to fail the saving throw. They don't really want to be angry anyway. Eurus makes the saving throw. Okay, so everyone who failed, sorry, I've not used calm emotions myself, so I'm just reading over how it's put. Are you just making them indifferent about the creatures, about the creatures, the enemies? Then
I guess so. Yes. It's basically just trying to calm everyone down, just so we can hear reason. Really, is
okay.
the main goal behind it.
So, Farron. I think everyone else made the throw. Farron, you feel a sudden calmness descend over you, a quiet peace as you hear the singing from this little golden bird, this little metal bird that Grubs is holding. The priest who you're facing, Grimsby, they sort of look past you at the sound of the music, and their eyes fall on Grubbs, and their shoulders sort of relax a little bit, but they're still holding their arms in a defensive position above them.
Understandable.
Is that your turn, Grubbs?
It is.
Okay. That brings us around to Eurus. Who sort of seems to be assessing the situation for a moment. And then he nods, leaning his weight on his glaive, and says, "Yes, I agree. Let's hear what they have to say." And that's his turn. Orphan?
Arthur will go up here and he'll point his great sword right at this guy. And he'll be like, "Well, it had better be good." Hmm?
Can you make an intimidation check, please?
I would love to. I've misplaced my d20. Oh, it's in my little box. That is intimidation. That is an unnatural 20.
Okay. This fellow is paralyzed anyway, but you see his eyes sort of flick towards you, and they're frozen in a wide, fearful expression. Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right. It's Estes' turn. He is going to say nothing. He's going to do nothing, but he is going to go and stand next to Grubbs as a show of support in this pacifist attempt.
Also give him a little smile.
Lovely. Estes just gives a nod in return. Bryn.
Bryn, in a similar fashion to Orthan, is just going to go up and draw her blades, but she won't really say anything. She'll just give the guy the look.
Okay. I won't even have you roll an intimidation check or anything, because he just seems afraid already. He's pretty frightened. Alright, Farron. So you feel this calmness over you. You feel a sort of... where before you were ready to jump into the fray and skewer these guys, you now feel a bit calmer, a bit more rational. What are you doing? You're not stunned anymore.
Okay. I guess like observing what's happening should be smart for once and go and check the others.
Sure. All right. And finally, Grimsby, that brings us back around to you.
Grimsby will also sort of just do what everyone else is doing and stop for a moment.
Okay. In that case, I will get us out of the combat playlist. Yeah. Much more relaxing. Okay. And I will have us all drop out of initiative order for the moment, since you're talking things through. How long is the guy paralyzed for? It's just for like a round, right?
Just for 6 seconds, yeah.
Okay. Are you doing anything to like keep him paralyzed, or are you?
No.
When he... Okay.
And
So
the
he
ghost is
comes
gonna
out.
the ghost's gonna flow back a bit so that it doesn't like poison anyone.
Okay. Like here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, one more, just because it has to be anything within 5 feet gets poisoned.
He goes and just sort of floats eerily on the edge of the gazebo. This priest just sort of moves next to his friend there and sort of cowers next to him. They're both looking at you with like just an expression of fear and bewilderment, waiting for you to say something.
Well, talk about what?
For a start, there seem to be a large number of civilians down in this cave, which is not what I would expect. And the first priority of a lot of the guards seem to be to get them out of harm's way. This doesn't seem like the actions of a cult. Or at the very least, the actions of an evil cult, as we were led to believe. I think something else is going on. I was wondering if you two lovely fellows could possibly give us some more insight into that. Unless, of course, you want us to get back to the whole stabbing, bashing thing. And I'm sure that these guys are eager to do that.
No, that won't be necessary. They're believers. Believers of Dendar. They didn't make the cut for initiation, or otherwise didn't want to enlist, but they still have a place here. And so here they are. Adonis looks to bring anyone in who would come.
See. Well, I think it's a very good sign for your organizational abilities and structure for you to take care of people like that.
Yes, it's important to Adonis that the people are looked after, the people that everyone else looks over. It's always been important to him.
Very good. So protecting your own is very important. Which brings us to why we're here. You see, we were led to believe that if we did not secure the sword, we could lose a lot of people. And protecting our own, that's what we're doing. Okay? Sure, you can understand that.
I can understand wanting to protect your own, yes.
I assume, though, that the sword, or the bits of it, or whatever, are, should I say, religiously significant to you and yours?
Yes.
And as such, you would be opposed to us taking it.
Even if I wasn't, if we weren't, and he gestures between himself and the other priest, Adonis would be.
I see. Then we're rather at an impasse, aren't we? What would you do in our position if we'd come down here expecting to find people who are much worse than you clearly are, looking for something, and it would need us to somehow find it or go through people to get a sword? What would you do?
What would I do?
Yes.
If I were in your position, I would hear Adonis out. That's what I would do.
And where is Adonis?
He's in the we call it the I can't remember what we call it. Wait 1 second, sorry. We call it the the sanctum. It's just an abandoned cistern.
I see. Then perhaps after this misunderstanding, we should go straight to Adonis and see what he has to say.
Yes, we.
No point roughing each other up anymore, eh?
No, well, we didn't do much roughing up. And with that, he looks at the dead bodies behind you, Grubs, and gives you kind of like an angry look, and then like glances around the rest of the party as well.
I assume it's too late to do any sort of medical stabilization or anything for these people.
Yes, I would.
An unfortunate misunderstanding. I'm sure all the violence is behind us now, right?
I don't know, you tell me. You're the ones who came in here and cut us down without even asking us anything.
Grubs will look to the rest of the party. The violence is all behind us now, right?
Yes, I'm sure.
I'm sure we can come to some sort of arrangement.
See? Exactly. So, perhaps if you will point us in the direction which we need to head off to find Adonis, then I'm sure we can let you be and continue in this lovely gazebo. And I am sorry about your friends.
Make a persuasion check.
Where's my persuasion? Ooh, that's not a good one. That's a 10.
A 10. Is anyone still, like, threatening either of these priests with their weapons?
Bryn is absolutely.
Grimsby is not anymore.
Okay. Well, the priest, sorry?
I was gonna say, like, Baron's still just a bit. It's just fine. He's just kind of over it.
Bit shaken up.
Yeah.
The priest who's speaking is, in fact, the one that you have at sword point, I guess. Bryn. He glances at the blade, and then at you, Grubs, and then he jerks his chin in the direction of the bridge to the north. That way. Up the tunnel.
Excellent. Thank you. Would you like a cup of tea?
I'd like to tend to my dead friends.
Of course. Tea can help with grieving sometimes, but it's perhaps a bit early for that. If you want some tea later, just you know who to ask.
He just looks at you for a moment and then looks at Bryn and just at the sword.
Grubs will approach him and give him a firm but sort of gentle pat on the arm.
You see kind of his hands clench at his sides, but he doesn't do anything.
Gubbs will just beam up at him with the sort of biggest smile he can, and then start very slowly sort of shambling off towards the bridge.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Bryn's gonna look at Grimsby and then look back at the cultists, like, and she's gonna just give him a bit of a frown, like, are we gonna leave them here?
Grimsby gives a small shrug of the shoulders, and then looks at the dead body as well. And then the spirit sort of like floats over, sort of hang above him as they head over, and he goes to go join Grubs.
The cultist looks at you, Bryn, and then looks at your sword, and then looks back up at you, and just says, "You can stop pointing that thing at me now."
Can I? If you promise to stay here, and only here, for the time being, then yes, I can stop pointing this at you.
I'm not in any rush to join Xander over there.
Well, if you decide to do anything stupid, don't worry. You'll join Xander in good time, and then she'll sheathe her blades and just go over to the bridge.
Okay. Are the rest of you following suit? Okay. So, you all make your way over the bridge onto this statue. You're sort of able to pick your way across it, across like the creases in its robes that have been carved out of rock. And before too long, come to the mouth of the tunnel. Looking behind you, you can see the two priests on the gazebo. They've gone over to their fallen friends, and you can't see what they're doing from here, but you can assume that they are, as they said, tending to them. Whatever that means for these. All right. So you head up the passage, and we will pause just there for a second, actually, because I just need to go to the bathroom again. I'm sorry. I will be right back. Give me one moment.
No worries.
No worries. Oh, we kind of fucked up.
It's fine, right?
Maybe.
I mean, cultists don't have feelings, right?
Aren't they like wanting the world to end, basically? Like, it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty selfish of them to be like that.
Exactly.
As far as Grimsby is aware, it was a cruel tactic from Gwen, knowing that we were going to come here.
Yeah, Gwyn doesn't seem very nice. Setting up his guys like that.
Though, if we perhaps cut off the head of a snake, the rest of the body may flail around. We may not have to kill every individual cultist. They're maybe not a threat if we can stop their leadership from returning Dendar to this plane.
It's all the ones who've passed the ritual anyway, whatever that is.
Is this Gwyn fellow even affiliated with the cult?
He must be.
He must be, but it seems awfully strange to set up his own people to be ambushed by us.
He knew it would shake us.
Pardon?
Maybe he knew it would shake us.
I got the sense that they didn't expect us to make it this far.
Perhaps we were meant to meet our demise with the lobster things.
Speaking of which, is anybody else concerned about what abilities these cultists may have that we will meet?
I'm a little worried.
Nothing we can't handle, I'm sure.
I am back.
Stay.
Did I miss any? What have I missed?
We're just role playing.
No problem. What's being said?
Kind of walking all together and like whispering to each other about what's happening.
Talking shit about Gwyn, saying he's a bad person.
Yeah.
Arthur wondered if he's even affiliated with the cult, seeing as it's quite strange that he would set up his own people to be ambushed by us.
Unless we really did fool him. But I suspect someone does not get to that position and be so naive.
Okay. So, as you're all heading along, Estes, who's sort of been keeping half an ear on this conversation, is going to shake their head themselves a little. And they just murmur to whoever's nearest, but probably Grubbs if he's close by. That wasn't what I expected at all.
No.
Oh, likewise.
Sometimes you will do things with the best intentions and come out with your hands covered in blood. And if you're lucky, sometimes it will be your own, or that of your enemies. But a lot of the time, someone else gets caught in the middle.
Estes looks at you and
And
their ears droop a little. And then they look at the rest of the party. And there's a question on their face. But they don't ask it.
can
They just give a little nod.
sorry,
Sorry?
sorry, I interrupted.
That's okay. They just give a little nod. And they put their hands in their pockets and they keep slowly walking the length. What were you going to say, Arthur?
Can Arthur roll insight on Grubsy?
Yeah.
What does it say?
Pardon?
Have you rolled?
I'm finding my modifier. That is 10. So probably not very much.
Grubs isn't really hiding anything per se, but you would get the impression from his body language he's sort of suddenly looking down at his feet, and if he had ears like Estes, they'd probably also be drooping. So the topic has in some way upset Grubs.
Okay.
Eurus is going to try and get the attention of the party. And is going to say, so, going forward, what's the plan? Are we just killing now, asking questions later? I mean, this Adonis fellow probably had warning of what happened back there, right? The civilians had to have heard all of that fighting going on.
Well, they certainly evacuated away, so someone will know something.
We could ask questions. We could learn some things that we don't know. And then kill, maybe?
I think
Alright.
perhaps only kill those who come at us with weapons or magic.
Alright, I
Leave
can
the
work with that.
They may be part of a
Just-
cult, but it could be that they are misled. We do not know the extent of their involvement.
True. Well, nevertheless, we're leaving here with that sword piece.
I think we have to.
Well, shall we get going then? He says with like a ironically cheery disposition.
Let's go.
Okay. So you all continue down the tunnel. Sorry. Second. Yes, you all continue on down the tunnel. And before too long, you come to a giant set of double doors. They are stone, and they are plain, and they are unadorned, and they are blocking the path.
When you say unadorned, is that including no handles and stuff?
Yes.
Suppose we could try knocking?
May as well. We're guests. Knock, knock, knock.
There is. In fact, would you be listening for a response?
Yeah.
You make a perception check for me.
90.
Okay. Just before you knock, you could hear from the other side of this door muted voices talking quietly amongst themselves. You couldn't really hear what was said. These doors are presumably quite thick and made of stone, but you could hear the general tone, and it was one of like anxiety and worry. But then when you knock, it all falls silent. And there is no reply.
Knock, knock, knock.
There is
Orphan, do
no
you want to kick it open?
You've asked the right fella. Orphan will just try and strength it open.
Okay. Go ahead.
Do you want a strength check or?
Yes, strength check, please.
Okay. 14.
14?
Yep.
Okay. You push it, and it doesn't seem to be moving at first. It seems quite heavy and stiff to move on its hinges. But you do finally, after a little while of persevering, your feet sort of slipping against the stone floor, you do feel the door beginning to gently open in. And you find yourselves in what has been called the sanctum.
The what, sorry?
The sanctum.
There's Gwyn and a lot of enemies.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. I see that up there. I see who that is standing
Gwyn.
next to Gwyn. You see who's standing next to Gwyn?
No, who's that?
That appears to be a young boy-ish type fellow.
What?
I think it's Adonis.
Is it?
Wait, I'll
Are my eyes broken?
Yeah.
Oh.
Kind of. Wait, I'll put the full picture of him. Because it is a reference. And I thought that's what you were getting at, Lindsay, but I see now you just can't see.
Oh, I thought it was the brother or something.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh no, I was looking next to him.
That's Gwyn.
That's Gwyn.
I thought Gwyn was bald.
Gwyn is bald.
He is bald.
So he's like
I think
shaved.
so.
Oh.
They're both bald.
Oh, I've really not done a very
Too
good
many
job of
balls.
looking at
I
this.
can't.
You've got bald blindness.
I'm sorry, instead of sheen, I see cheek.
Well, after we all reassure Orphan that is not a child over there and it is Gwyn, I suppose we go forward.
Yes. So
I'm unsettled.
as the priest said, this appears to be a sort of converted cistern. There's a big shallow pool of water in the center of the room, around which guards are positioned on the one side and priests on the far side. What's the word on the phone? Sorry. Forming a sort of barrier between you and, at the far side, a face you recognize, Gwyn, and a face you don't. you assume this to be Adonis. Or at least most of you do. Entering, as you enter, he fixes you with a calm gaze. Not cold or hostile, not angry or fearful, but perfectly calm. But he doesn't say anything for the moment.
You must be Adonis.
And you must be the potential recruits I've heard so much about. And he says that with a sort of sardonic edge.
We're the ones. Can we be candid?
What did he say, sir?
Can we be candid?
Always.
What's the game?
At that, he takes a few steps forward, breaking the line of soldiers. And folding his hands behind his back, he regards you all. The game. I'm not sure I know what you mean, Grimsby.
He narrows his eyes. I don't like playing cat and mouse. I don't think any of us do. So let's just say what we're here to say. And we'll let you go first.
Well, you ask me of games, but you're the one that seems most intent on playing them. We were ready to receive you with open arms, this supposed recruitment that you mentioned to Gwyn here. But I see now that was part of your game. There was never to be a recruit.
Unless you've got a really good pamphlet, then I don't think we will be joining, unfortunately.
What's your pension plan like?
You're a bit old to be asking about pensions, Crabs.
Adonis just smiles at that and gives a small laugh and says, "It's better than anyone you're currently getting."
He's not all bad, Finn.
So what are Dendar's benefits? Dental? Medical?
I believe last time you spoke with Gwyn here, he painted a fair picture. Dendar's benefits are hope. She brings hope of a new world, a world better than this one. I don't find myself in need of many more benefits than that. I'm not in this for money or for power. I can't speak of what you want the sword for, but I'm in this because it's the thing I believe in. Is that so hard for you to believe or understand?
Wouldn't say so. I just think, and Grimsby looks at the others, we're all very attached to this world. The lies, suffering, hate, and streets filled with pestilence. This nightmare that you think we're living in. It's our nightmare. And you're not waking us up anytime soon. We're
And
here
it's
for the
hardly-
sword.
It's hardly all nightmares either. For our loved ones, sunny days, cups of tea. There's plenty of good to coincide with bad. And I think if you look for it, perhaps more so.
Grimsby nods.
Adonis smiles at that and says, "That's a nice sentiment. But it's an argument I've heard before, and I'm still here."
If you don't mind me asking, why Dendar? I'm sure there are plenty of gods and beings and people out there promising new worlds, better worlds, promising hope. So why this one? Why an old snake, from your position I see it?
Because none of the others ever cared to listen. Or at least not to the likes of me. They listen to the priests or to their followers who have enough coin to donate to them. But when you have nothing, in my experience, the gods don't care all that. I hope for your sake that your experience has been different. That sounds like a much nicer way to live, to encounter divinity.
I found divinity when I was at my lowest point, and it brought me out of it. I am sad to hear that no one stepped in the same way. Except maybe, I suppose, maybe Dendar did for you. I do not know.
He smiles. She did.
You know, I have spent quite a lot of time around crooks, liars, pirates, and just general unsavory people from all different social standings. And I must say, you know, they often had a way of bringing in the desperate, the ones who were turned away from everything else, with promises of wonderful riches and glory. And what were they? They were just the cannon fodder. The ones who got thrown in the way, the meat shield, so to speak. You think that Dendar is different to them?
I myself do not agree nor desire the wanton, needless spilling of blood, and neither does the lady whom I serve. If all this could be avoided, if Xander and Aurelius could be brought back, or even better, if they could have never been killed at all by you, then I would wish that to be so.
All right, and what about the boy? Juniper,
What about
what
the
are you
boy?
doing to him? What are you doing to his brother?
What am I doing to his brother? I'm not doing anything to his brother.
Say check.
Yeah, insight.
Make an insight check.
He's
Yes,
doing
just to
it
try and pick up.
willingly.
Yeah, most of all to see if there is actually any association between them, I guess, is what Grimsby's looking for specifically.
Okay.
17.
17.
Do you want me to
does
roll,
anyone
or
else-
does Grimsby want to roll with advantage?
You can make your own roll if it's just the two of you.
Oh, well, Bryn got a 3, so I guess you really don't know.
Yeah, you're not sure, Bryn. Grimsby, you feel like there's a joke being made that you're just not getting. He seems to be finding something really funny. But his statement that he's not doing anything to Juniper's brother seems to be a genuine statement. He's not lying.
But you know what's going on with him. What?
At that, he smiles a little. And he turns, or like half turns to one of the priests next to him and murmurs something to him. And then Adonis turns back to you and says, I have something to show you, if you'd let me.
He looks to the rest of the party.
I think this could be informative.
We're at the first sign of any funny business. And he nods to Grimsby.
All right. But don't try anything.
Adonis holds both his hands up, palms towards you in a placating gesture, and inclines his head. Then he turns to the guard next to him and gives a nod, gesturing towards a door to his left. And this guard begins to make his way over. Going slowly, keeping his eyes on you, but not make any moves of aggression. Upon reaching the door, he gives it one firm knock and steps back. After a moment, a priest figures, and by his side is a familiar figure, a young boy who you've seen before. It's Leander. And we'll finish the session there.
Hey, what?
Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Zara. That was good.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Okay.
Hmm.
Who is Leander again? Is that's Juniper's brother, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
You saw once in the, or you think you saw him once in the, like one of the gardens in the palace.
Yes.
So that's how you recognize him.
This is getting real.
Shit is getting real. That was a really good session. Thank you, Zara.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
that was good.
I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you enjoyed.
I feel this has presented many
Very
questions.
nervous.
You feel what? Sorry, Charles?
It has presented many questions and not.
Mhm. That's all right. The reason I'm quiet right now is because I'm typing my notes.
That's all right.
I'm like writing down like just really short bullet points of what. What?
Oh.
I feel like we've sort of wandered into a situation we didn't know enough about and aren't
Yeah.
asking the right questions.
I mean, that's the Nuwen theme, right?
Yeah, we're not. We're just here for a good time. We like to take the most direct route to a problem and deal with it instantly.
We just deal with the consequences later.
Yeah, consequences are inconsequential.
It's a fun way to live.
It's interesting. Well, I am glad you all enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very
I wish we
good.
could play the next session now. I want to keep going so badly.
I want to see where this is
I want to fight
going.
these guys.
You want to what?
Did
What do you say, Ben?
Oh, I want to fight these guys.
Oh, right, okay.
did Grimsby get the encoded message?
So I'm chewing. I think so. If anything goes wrong, we're killing them.
There was a little bit more to it than that, but that's
Or like the 10-foot away thing.
yeah. He was trying to call back to that. Yeah.
That could work. We could mage hand it over to them and then use it.
That's smart.
Actually, I'm pretty sure mage hand can't use magical objects.
It probably says that.
Yeah, you can't activate magic items with the hand. Never mind. Yeah, we just have to use it. Grimsby would just get stunned and then run.
well, I look forward to the next session. I thought I'd stop it there because A, it's Leander, and B, I get the sense combat is probably coming, knowing you guys. So, and it's 11:15, so I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna pause it here.
You mean that's not
Well,
Leander
like-
at the
So
very
well.
back of the room?
Sorry.
You mean that's not Leander at the very back of the room?
Oh, there's two, and one of them's bald and white.
A child.
Oh dear.
I mean, Leander's one of those. One of those two adjectives.
Child.
Which one?
Wait a minute. I've gotten mixed up. I got confused, but I got mixed up with, like, I thought not white meant white.
What?
Wait, I think I'm getting very mixed up here.
I said he's white, and then you said I thought not white meant white.
Wait, what?
I mean, I said he's not white,
What?
and then
Who isn't?
Yeah, you as well now.
oh my god,
Leander
is not white.
Oh, right. His token is not a accurate
his token-
representation then.
I mean, I couldn't find a good one that was like. I mean, I wouldn't say the token. I don't know. To me, he looks more.
He looks Italian.
I guess I can see that. I mean, his dad is like, D&D or like Nuwen Arabic. So, yes,
I see.
Ashapor, right?
yeah, Ashapor.
Oh my gosh, Grimsby just wants this damn sword piece. He doesn't care about these people. He wants out.
I'm just looking at our the arrayed tokens at the bottom. We've got such an array of colours across all our characters.
That's true.
We're a very colourful party.
Very color,
Right.
very colorful.